the cloud. Okay. So I guess I should actually try to be efficient. Welcome and thank you for coming to President's Training. I'm Yvette Pue. I'm the leadership chair all by my little lonely for District 3 for Mantha's biennium. Got a few slides I want to go through and talk about some of the things about, your presidency, whether you've already been doing it. Maybe I can provide you a few little tips and tricks that I didn't know about, would have liked to have known, might have made my presidency easier. Maybe things you don't know. So we're just going to go over some information. And then if anybody wants to add some more information in or take a few minutes and talk about things that they're doing that really works well. Or the other thing is if you have questions or you're coming across problems or anything, if you want to email them to me, I'm looking to try and do something about every 3 months. And I'd like to have some different topics. I have an idea for one, but for a couple others where maybe we could do something to help you out, get y'all set up for your next leadership chair. So I'm going to try and share my slides and see if I can make this work. It's a little presentation that I put together, and hopefully you can see it.
Yep. Got
it. Yep. Can everybody see it okay? All right. Yes. Super. So let's see if I can advance this on. Okay. How do I get the advancement going? Okay. Fun stuff here. There we go. So you're about to become president. Oh my gosh, what do you need to know?
I love that.
We're going to talk a little bit about that. I jokingly told Mantha that should be our topic, and she goes, I love it. And she sent it out to everyone. So I had to go search for a picture, kind of work with that. All right. First of all, do not stress. Stress just makes us get old and wrinkled, and it's no fun. Teamwork makes the dream work. I throw in lots of little fun sayings and stuff. We're not going to go over all this really in depth because these are covered on other slides. But just remember, you are not doing this all by yourself. You have a board. Use your resources available to you, and we're going to talk about those resources here individually. Then we're going to talk a little bit about leadership, service, and membership. Oh my, I'm from Kansas. Lions and tigers and bears, any of that stuff. A little bit about awards. Then I have some references that you may or may not have, and then we're going to do a wrap-up. Okay, we ready?
Yvette, I have a question. Yes,
ma'am.
I don't think that our club, the past president, is part of the board.
She can be. So we modeled our club. We modeled ourselves on the way District 3 does it. And when the president, when the governor retires, is done, they stay on for 2 years in an advisory role, same way at International. So our club does that. I don't think
we did that in Stark. We did that in Stark too. I'm going to look. I think maybe because we were so new, that I'm going to go back and look at our bylaws, but we may have to do a bylaws change if the past president's going to be part of our board.
I have to look at our bylaws too, because we need to do it. We haven't turned in an update. Like my new president came to me and said, can you help me with this? Like, yeah, okay, we'll figure it out. So, but I don't think it's an issue doing it. If you don't have it in your bylaws, you may have a parliamentary thing where you get everybody to vote on it. But I think having your immediate president will really help out.
It's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. It worked well at the start.
And we'll talk about this here in just a minute with that. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, President's Handbook. So we went searching, Mantha and I, last night to try to find the most up-to-date President's Handbook that we could find. I have attached in one from 2022. I got it off the International website, and I'm going to show you that site here in a few minutes because there's a whole plethora of really good information there. Nancy Shoemaker and I just spent a little time finding it. I'm going to share some information with you. I'm not going to go over this. So I did have Club President Handbook 2020. I need to change that link out because I just got the new link in for where you can get the 2022. I did attach it somewhere as a document, but I will send it out as well. I only just put the different chapters because as I was looking through those, I didn't use my handbook very much the first year or the second year, that much the third year. And then after the fact, I went, oh my God, I should have been looking at this because, I mean, there's everything in there from telling you a sample of how to set up your meeting, your agenda. That's nice. We've just been doing the same kind of agenda years and years and years. My outgoing president helped train me while she was president and I was incoming, I was president-elect. So if you're fortunate enough to have a really savvy leadership chain, then you've probably already been trained and all of this will just be, okay, I'm humoring Yvette while I'm listening. If not, go look at this handbook. Now, granted, the most up-to-date one is 2022. Mantha has sent something off to Kitty McElhenney at International to ask about if there's another update coming at any time. But just looking through even the 2020, a lot of it doesn't change. There's probably a few links here and there, but some really, really good information. And the new one is June 22, and I will get that out. So that's probably one of your best things to find. Okay, takes a village or a full club to help you do this. You are not alone. Da, da. This is why I don't sing. Empower your club. Use the strengths of the members in your club. Yes, you have a board. Your past president can or may not be on the board. It's up to the club, really. The District 3 board and committee chairs. Put us to use. Make us earn our keep. You know, we get that gigantic pay for 2 years of support, the pat on the back and the you done good. Make me earn that pat on the back. If there's anything I can help you with, if I don't have the answer, which I probably won't right away, I will find it, or I'll find someone who will get it for us. Your club members, and that's a whole nother briefing and discussion, but use your club members. You've got hidden talents out there in that club that you don't probably know about until you start talking to people. That's where leading with kindness and finding out. You guys both at conference?
Yes.
Okay. Well, don't even have to go there. All right. And delegate, delegate, delegate. You may be retired. You may not be retired. When I first became president, I wasn't retired. It was so much more fun once I was retired. But delegate. You don't have to do it all. In fact, there are certain things that members of your board should be doing. Your treasurer will play a critical role. One of my happiest days was when I told Trina Cothran, my secretary, Trina, I don't need to check your minutes. They're awesome. Send them out, because I was the toad in the road to success on getting them out. I would be the holdup. I said, don't make me let me be the holdup. Send it out for everyone to review. We've got a couple people in our club who, the I's, the T's, the apostrophes, they'll make sure those things get noted. I don't have to, because I count on my secretary, because she's very efficient, does a great job. My treasurer, the same way. I'll see things in the schedule of events that have to be done, and I'll go, hey, Sue, and she'll go, yeah, I'm already on top of it, got it all going on. So talk to your board members, help share information with them, but let them do their job. Don't try to do their job, then you're just micromanaging and we're just stressing and nobody's happy. So you've got good board members for a reason, because you trusted them to be that, unless you just had to twist the arm and get someone to take the position. I got people I trusted, and I trust them to do their job. Okay. District 3 Governor's newsletter is fantastic. So it's chock full of great information. And I just kind of talked about the little different, areas here, the buzzing with the governor, reminders of news. But the things that are interesting in here, one thing, district leadership, if you don't already have a list, at least of emails, you can find that right there. Send someone an email, goes, hey, can I call and talk to you? Give me your phone number, please. The biennium goals, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. But the buzzing with the governor, I always love what Mantha starts out and addresses everyone with. But there's reminders and news with websites and little links and stuff, but the calendar of upcoming events and taskers. So that's what I always looked at first. Like, what do I have for the next 2 to 3 months before the next governor's meeting comes out? I am going to provide you the 2-year biennium calendar. Ketty McElhenney went and found it, or went and realized there wasn't one updated. She updated it back in, I think, December of 25 for the whole 2-year biennium. Nancy Schwartz went looking for it after conference, couldn't find it. She got a hold of Kitty. Kitty went and did whatever she had to do, and so we now have a good document. I can show you that here in a bit if you'd like to see it.
And you'll send that to us, Yvette?
Absolutely. It's somewhere in if I can figure out once I quit sharing my screen, if I can figure out how to pop it into this Zoom meeting where you can get it. I added it in, I guess, to the invite after the fact, but I will send it out regardless, because it's not a huge document, but I think it's really good to have, especially the 2-year calendar.
Oh, I think that's really critical. Thank you so much.
Okay, so moving on. The last one is just the biennium goals, and I just wanted to, to emphasize that, because it's not like you do everything based on the goals, but these are the goals that Mantha has, the leadership posting, because let's face it, Facebook is our friend. We're not posting political stuff on it. We're not posting, crazy stuff. We're posting the amazing things that our clubs are doing. So get credit for what you're doing. We've had a few people contact us, go, hey, I saw what you were doing on Facebook. That's really cool. I'm interested. Great technique. The service of submitting articles to the DSB, whether you're just submitting them about, what your club has been doing, or if you've been tagged by the governor and said, by the way, I need you to write this, which that happens sometimes. I always tried to make sure that we had at least 1 or 2 articles in or submissions for every DSB. That way I knew I could tick that box. But let all the other clubs know what you're doing besides on Facebook. Put those little notes in. We had one member that was received an award from another organization for being a volunteer of the year for them. We put that puppy in there too because we were proud of her and wanted to show everyone what some of our members were doing, not just what the club was doing, but our membership as well. So little things like that. And trying to grow your club by at least 2 new members each year. I think I've got that down for this year for my current president, but it's the only way we grow. We used to be a lot bigger, and for some reason there was a big drop across all of Altrusa, and they'll get to build back up. We're in competition with things like, Junior League and Kiwanis and different organizations, and depending on your town, you might be the big fish in a little pond. Orlando Winter Park, we are a little fish in a great big giant pond with a whole bunch of competition from a lot of other great organizations. So sometimes growing your membership's a little hard, but get out there and find those people, and posting things on social media is one way to kind of get their attention. Awards don't have to be scary. I was thinking back on my cute little buzz lines, and I was thinking, fish are friends, not food. Awards are friends, not scary. Mantha just wanted me to mention, the award submissions, and it's important to her, but one of the reasons she looks at it is not just so you're putting in submissions, but because it also kind of helps round out your club, what you're doing, finding an international program, and they don't have to be hard. I'll give you just a quick one. We have a member in our club who has ties from Jamaica. I think she's actually from Jamaica. She's a newer member. Her name is Bernice. She's just absolutely fabulous. She's a nurse, retired nurse, and now I'm not sure what she's doing, but she goes down to Jamaica 2 to 3 times a year because there is an elementary school there that she has ties with and helps with certain things. So when the hurricanes hit down there and the devastation, we all sent notes to her, hey, is there anything we can do? Well, it turned out there was. She has managed to get from she didn't even know how. People just started calling and say, hey, I heard about you. Can I donate a generator? She has managed to get over 15 generators down to Jamaica. One came from our club, plus we've all been keeping up with her on what are the needs, with baby formula, clothing for kids, flip-flops or tennis shoes or anything. We sent a whole bunch of Lucy lights to help out so that they could solarly, do a solar charge of these Lucy lights, and they could charge their phones from them if they had phone service and phones. And if not, at least the Lucy lights then at night would light up, and they would have light because it was charged by the solar during the day. So it doesn't have to be an international award where you go somewhere and do a great big thing. You're just making a difference to someone. So we're actually going to have something to put in for that. So that's kind of what Mantha wanted me to mention just about awards. They are important to her, but it's not the be all end all of your club, but it can kind of help you guide your club in a direction. Look at some of the awards and see what some of the criteria or some of the things are, and that might help you get ideas about things in your club. So just a thought there. Oh gosh, we're nearly done with this. So the International Leadership Committee does some fun little training for us. That's where I got the idea for the leading with kindness. I was on a cruise, and I think I talked about that, but they were listening in, dialed in for that meeting, and they were talking about the different things that they had done. It's like, oh, that's a neat idea. So I got that idea. The Super Saturday recordings, they record these things with Altrusa International District 9. Because I think that's where one of the leadership chair ladies comes from, and they do a lot in District 9. So I put that link. If you want to go in, you can see their videos from some of the training that they have done. They just did one last weekend, but I was traveling back from Puerto Rico and I couldn't join in. But they did a book discussion on Who Moved My Cheese. And I don't know if you both have read it, but it's a great book about. And so I'm kind of wanting to go to watch that and see if maybe that's something we could do with a president's training session sometime, talk about that or use it, or even just push it out and say, hey, go look at this video, see if it can help you and give you ideas. But the link is there. The full biennium calendar, and I'm going to bring up that site here in a minute so you can see just all of the other things as president. that you might not realize if you haven't been tooling around on the international site. And I do have, if you don't have it, because I had to get it from Nancy, I do have the login and password for the international membership area, which is where you will find those documents. There's another resource right there, your district or your leadership chair. That's me. I'll do what I can to help. Let's see. So I changed it from what do I need to know? It's like, so I'm about to be president. Oh my gosh, what do I need to do? You don't need to know it all. I need to use my available resources, work with my board, work with my club. Feel free to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. You don't have to be. Go out. We need to go out. We need to do some good in our community and have fun. So I went from a really scared, shaky woman at the beginning to a whole bunch of empowered women. Sorry, I just couldn't find any pictures with men. We have a guy in our club, so I'm always trying to make sure that I, take him into account. So I just have a group of empowered, happy women who are out doing great things in their club. So that finishes the official presentation portion. I am going to stop the sharing, and I'm going to show you. Would you like to see where I found some of this good stuff in the international site?
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Okay, sure. So let me try and share again. I'm a hot mess sometimes on this stuff. Okay, so share. Let me find the screen I want. It's right here. And then share. So let me know once you see a bunch of women holding assigned cards that say leadership.
Yep, got it.
Okay. Yep. All right. So I got into here by going in first, and I clicked on, I went to Altrusa, org, and I went to the login for members. And when I got in there, I clicked on leadership. So this is the leadership site right here. And if you scroll down, there's some good information in here. Biennium reports, you can see what kind of reports they have, the club annual reports. Starting in here, if you don't have the updated strategic plan, I didn't pull it down to see if it was what the dates on it were, but looks like it's been updated. So there's some good documents right in here. Leadership link things. Go if you're not part of the leadership. I probably should have been sending these out to everyone else, and I failed miserably, but I'm going to do that better for this coming year. But you can get in and look at those, and there's some great information in there. Anything that it might just be a tidbit, but there's some really neat things in there about what different clubs are doing and what they're doing with the International Leadership Committee. So information there. Come down here, Leadership Toolkit. This is the holy grail, ladies. This is what we can find. So first of all is the Club President's Handbook. When I clicked on it, it brought up the new one, and it was dated for June of 22. Okay, Biennium Calendar is right here. Hopefully it will pop open in here in a second. If not, I may just open it. I'm just going to open it. Hang on, let me pull it over here. Let's see if I can get it to where. All right. You see a Word document now?
Yeah.
What?
I'm just seeing 3 boxes with colors.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
All right, let me do this. Let me stop sharing and reshare. That might be what I need to do. Okay, so I'm still learning how to become proficient at this stuff. Okay,
yeah,
here
but
we
it's
go.
good. We know where it is, so that's great.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
and then share. Let's see if this will help now. Are you seeing?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So view, let me just take it to one page instead of multiple. All right, so it's not real big. I'll zoom in a little bit here, maybe. Oh, how about that? So it starts in May of 25, and it goes. So all of 25, we don't have to worry about. I'm going to go up to 26. Okay, so they're starting in January. And so this is what we see showing up. All this stuff is what we see that's been cut into the governor's newsletter when it comes out for the upcoming 2 to 3 months. You can have the entire year right here. And it goes everything. There's January, there's stuff with February. It's not only, what the event is, who has who needs to do it, who's the responsible person. So like right here, district treasurer. So your district treasurer will be finding themselves on there quite often. And then notes, a little bit of information about it. So great thing. It was revised on 14th of December of 25 by Kitty McElhenney. So it's 13 pages long. and it'll take you, I'm going to try not to make anyone sick if I scroll really fast, but I'm just going to go down. It takes us all the way out to May of 27, the end of the biennium.
That's great. I
So
need this.
Yeah.
does anybody need me just to go ahead and give you the login and the password so you have it? You could write it down if you need it.
I
Trust
think
me.
it's just on the international website, right?
No, it's under the member. Okay, I'm going to unshare again. I'm going to walk you through getting there. So give me a second here. All right. Leadership back. I'm almost there. Sorry. Okay. I am going to share now. Oops, hold on. I'm going to go to altrusa.org. And then I'm going to bring it up so you can see what I'm doing. It's logging in. Bear with me for a second here. A critical error on the website. Okay, redo it.
Not an error, but a critical error.
It's something coming from mine. This page isn't working. Well, let's refresh you.
I tried that this afternoon and mine wouldn't work either, the critical error. I got that
That's
message
weird.
too.
I mean, I was just in there earlier and let me do this. Altrusa board. There we go. Well, it's really annoying me. I wonder if I have too many things open.
I think we can find it, so don't worry
You
about it.
can, but when you go in across the top, there's a link that says member login. That's where you want to click. So you are going to need
the member login. Yeah, I always do that. So that, yeah. Okay. So
yeah, I've done that too.
Do you all have it, or do you want me just to remind you of it?
I think I have it, but you can remind us.
Okay, so login is the word Altrusan, lowercase. Everything's lowercase. ALTRUSAN. And then it's the password is okay. I've got it. I'm going to walk through here. I'm going to share. Nice. It just took it a minute. We'll see if it behaves. Okay. And share. Let me know when you see it. It's time for new pictures. Okay, so you go over here to member login. Yay.
Yay.
Probably because I was in there earlier, it's still remembering me. But it's Altrusan, and then if you need it, it's Mamie Bass, and the M on Mamie is capital. So it's capital MAMIE, capital BASS, 1955.
And is the first M and Mamie capitalized?
Yes, the first M in Mamie is capitalized and the first B.
Okay.
So then you get to leadership. There's all these other areas too. But that's where you find it, and you just start scrolling. You scroll down just a little bit. Once you start to see, there's your toolkit. And I mean, look at there's the club president's handbook. There's a club health assessment. If you want to do a self-assessment on your club, I think we did that at it at convention. And when I finished my assessment, I went, ooh, my club's in trouble a little bit. Strategic plan templates, their effective leadership challenges. I mean, there's a lot of neat things on here. Some of it's in Spanish. District position descriptions, club officer descriptions, just all sorts of information. Simplifying leadership workshop. Here's a president's workshop template. Gosh, I should have used that to train today instead of making my own up. All sorts of information here. But right here is the president's, the monthly checklist looks a little bit different. What you want is the biennium calendar.
Yeah.
Because it has everything you could possibly honestly want to have in there.
So I think the one thing, Yvette, that I would say that I think a lot of clubs don't do, that we tried it and we're doing it right now, is that we're actually having a form, in our strategic plan, we put measures. And so now we're going back and actually looking at those measures and reporting that back to the club and then seeing where we need to go. But so many people do the plan, but they don't do the measurements.
We do the plan, we have measurements, we send it off, or the measures, we send it off, and then we don't think about it again. My club and during my presidency, I didn't do a good job with that. So And and unfortunately, it's that's been a bad habit that's been passed down from a toxic president we had. Everyone just kind of did the thing. And it's not until I got into a position like this that I'm going, okay, yeah, we probably really need to be looking at that a little more and actually using it. It's like when you go to convention and at the end you're all pumped up, you want to go do all these great things. You go back to your club and it's sometimes you feel like you're slogging through molasses because they weren't there to get the excitement from it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it
But
comes
I
down
would
to
just
your,
say,
to
I
your
think
board.
that's really helped us to keep things on target, to say,
Yeah.
okay, we've got these measures, we're going to look at these measures, and then before we do the next strategic plan, we know where we are.
Yeah. I have to talk with Dawn, our president, and go, hey, here's what we need to do, and kind of push her towards that. Because once Dawn is done, Randy Call will come back in as as president again for 2 years. Possibly. There may be something that might cause that to change, but we'll kind of see. So that's my actual presentation. What do you guys think?
Awesome. Thank you. It's been really very informative.
It's been
Okay.
great for me, I'll tell you. And I've
Mhm.
been president for a year, so I think,
I have too. Yeah.
and I
I'm going to
think
stop. I'm going to stop the recording real quick because I think that's enough for now. Stop
Okay.
recording because yes.